Hi guys, this is week 16 at Project Life and I am starting this week as usual with my photos. I've only got one 4x6 card left from the May Citrus Twist Pocket Life kit and I've got big plans for that card, so it's not going to be the title card this week. I've got three 3x4 spots that need filling, so I'm just picking out a few cards here. And now I need something for a title card. Now I really loved the deep bluey greens of that paper, but it really was too heavy as far as a title card goes. So I tried a couple of different ones, but I really like this. It's a cream, it's not white, it's sort of a cream color, and it's got this beautiful, you can see it there, copper foil on it. So I'm gonna use that for my title card. Not quite sure how at this point, but I just carry on with the rest of the spread. Now this card, I knew I wanted to use it with this photo, so I am trimming off the card as close to the actual printed text as I can, and then just washi taping it onto the other side of the card. I'm going to join those together with a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine and then just stick the photo over the top. So effectively all I've done is moved the sentiment over to the right a little bit, which is perfect because now it goes with my rainbow photo. Now I'm going to add my journaling with my typewriter as usual. I'm just sticking it onto a piece of scrap paper and then running it through my typewriter. Then I just cover up any sticky bits on the back of the card with some washi tape. Now for this title card. So I've grabbed out my really old wood veneer numbers and I'm just going to trace them onto the back of the card. Now I know what you're thinking, she's going to do some stitching, and no, I'm not going to stitch these numbers. I've decided to cut them out. So I could have set up a file in my silhouette and cut it that way, but I figured it was just as easy to do it like this. So just using a scalpel and a cutting mat and just very carefully cutting out those numbers. I didn't need to trace the inside of the 6, you'll see, and then when you flip it over I've got a cutout of the 16. Now here was my plan. I really wanted to use that darker paper, so I am going to back my cutout with the paper and just trim around it, and that way I did get to use it, but it's not this overbearing heavy dark piece at the top of my page. Now I used all my E's last week, so I can't use that alpha that came with the kit, so instead I just grabbed another puffy alpha from Citrus Twist that I had in my stash, and I'm going to spell out the word week across the top of the page, card, just in line with the 1. Do a terrible job of this. I mean, there are sort of lines on the paper, you wouldn't think it would be that difficult. And now I just need a label to put my date stamping on, and luckily the cut apart sheet in this kit is all labels, so that was perfect. I just had to decide which one to use, cut it out and stick it down, and then just add my date stamping as usual. Now this label is slightly shorter than normal ones, so I'm not going to fit the whole 2018 on there. I just got the dates, which is fine by me. It's in my 2018 album, so I know which year it is. Now I'm using this Delish stamp set, which I really love. It's so cute. I'm just going to add a couple of stamps to my more foodie photos on here. This one I'm going to use like a little frame, and I want to add some journaling, or a couple of words anyway, onto the inside. So I decided to run it through my typewriter so it would match my the actual journaling card, and my typewriter handled it okay, so that was great. Now I've got a photo of some fish and I'm just adding the little knife and fork icon to it, and then I'm going to add the, it's sort of like a half frame. It's got this cutout piece that you can add different stamps to. It's really cool. I'm just going to add that. I'm not adding any journaling or anything here. I'm just going to add that Delish stamp, so it's more embellishment rather than creating a journaling spot. At this point I'm feeling a little stuck with where to go with the page. I had this sort of puffy sticker, but I think the issue I was having was that There's nothing else metallic on the page, it's just that gold foil paper at the top. It just sort of stuck out like a sore thumb. So I decided I would add some cutouts of these little gold foil triangles. So I'm going to start with this photo here. Of course, I should have done that before I stuck the sticker down, but I didn't have the idea at that point. So luckily it peeled up not too badly, and I could add those two little triangles and then stick down the puffy sticker back where it was. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on this photo down here. So this is the first photo of our house. We went round to take a photo of the sold sign because by the time we move in, that sold sign will be gone. So I really wanted a photo with the sold sign. So this time I'm doing the same thing, except I'm starting from where I want the focal point to be. I'm not adding any stickers or anything this time, just the little arrows pointing to the sold sign. So I thought I had cut enough, but I hadn't. I needed a tiny little one more. So I cut out one little one, stuck it on, and then cut off the excess. Now I was a little bit worried about that one there, so I decided I would stitch it. And at that point I decided, well, if I'm going to stitch that one, I might as well stitch the other ones as well. And then I stitched around the edge of the title card just to add that same stitch texture. So now there's like 4 cards on there that have stitching, so I did get a little bit of stitching in there, didn't I? These cardstock word stickers are really pretty, and I haven't used them. This is the first one I've used in all the projects that I've done this month, and I'm not sure why. I was determined to pick out some sort of pink one, so it took me a while to find the right word. And then I'm just going to add one more in here, but I had to trim it down to make it fit. And that is this week finished. It was a bit of an odd week, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love that copper gold foiling, it's just so beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, otherwise I'll see you next time. Bye!